All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is week 11 of the NFL season. We are already in the double digits area in regards of how the fast the season is going. I cannot believe we're already here, but it is what it is. Let me move this out of the way. Sorry about that. So today, Brandon will be joining me here on the Instagram live on the All Sports Talk podcast. So he'll be joining me here in a little bit. So I'll wait for him to come on, and I will get the show started with talking about our Week 11 predictions. So starting off, we got Tennessee taking on Green Bay. Tennessee, victorious against the Denver Broncos, who after a bye week only managed to put up 10 points. Not the most impressive thing to hear if you're a Broncos fan coming out of the gate, with especially coming off a bye week to take on Tennessee, and you only mustered 10 points, but Tennessee did walk away. Green Bay having one of the more surprising wins, beating the Dallas Cowboys. Christian Watson having an amazing game, 3 touchdown receptions. That was incredible. To have him, to see what he can do and everything. It was really nice to have him live up almost to that second rounder, and hopefully he can continue to build on that, which Green Bay desperately needs to develop, and they desperately want him to continue to grow. So it's very nice to see that. I think for my prediction for this game, I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers on this one. Because one, it is on Lambeau. Yes, they just got over the hump of winning a 5-game winning streak. But again, it's not like Tennessee is firing on all cylinders on offense either. I mean, their offense looked more amazing with Malik Willis at quarterback than it did with Ryan Tannehill back in the fold. They just went back to that, run heavy. But it's just Ryan Tannehill cannot do what Malik Willis can do. And with Green Bay, it is at Lambeau Field. You would think Tennessee would be the favorites here, but I would not be surprised if Green Bay can, find a way to pull this together and get a win to start off week 11. And speaking of the man himself, here he is. Brandon, what's going on, man?
So, man, I'm fixing this damn phone again.
Don't worry. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I just gave out my first prediction. I actually have Green Bay taking the win over Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill's back in the fold. And that offense, again, nothing against Ryan Tannehill. It's just not as explosive.
Nothing against Ryan Tannehill, but you guys suck with him.
Yeah, they got the win. But, I mean, realistically, let's be real. That offense looked a little bit better the week prior when they were playing at Kansas City. So, I mean, I'm just saying, and people can go out there. Well, his receivers had no targets. Yeah, because none of the receivers were good enough to receive a target. That's why.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to go with Green Bay in this one. Listen, it's going to be in Lambeau. It's going to be chilly. I think this is where Green Bay needs to start pulling together. And then I think this is where Christian Watson has to be the guy to step up and say, okay, I'm going to be the number one now. I have to be the number one because obviously Romeo Doubs is kind of like in and out sometimes. He'll have good weeks. He'll have bad weeks. But I think this is where Christian Watson has to make a statement saying that I have arrived and I was worthy of that second-round draft pick. We had him going in the first, but he fell to the second, and thank goodness for Green Bay he fell in the second. But here it is. So, Brandon, I guess I ask you, my man, who do you have on tomorrow's Thursday Night Football matchup?
I got Tennessee.
Okay.
I got Tennessee. Listen, Tennessee got banged up. They're losing secondary members left and right. I forgot they lost Fowler. I think
Kyle Fuller is out. Yep.
Kyle Fuller, yeah. They got a lot of injuries, man. Tennessee's got some injuries. Yes, Ryan Tannehill sucks. See, Ryan likes to sugarcoat things. Ryan Tannehill sucks. Let's just get this out the way. He sucks. He's really, really bad. Let's just get that out the way. But they got Derrick Henry. I think he's gonna pretty much make that all right. I think he figures that out really quickly and really fast. Listen, Green Bay won. Congratulations. You beat Dallas. But it's Dallas in November. I'm expecting Dallas to start losing. It's kind of what Dallas does. They lose games that they should not lose. And then the games that they really should lose, they lose. Like, I don't understand this. Dallas in November, December, this is what Dallas does. They forget how to play football. They forget how to play the game of football. They figure it out for 10 weeks, and then they lose one game, and then it's like, uh-oh. It's just like, uh-oh.
No, I get it. I get it.
Listen, King Henry is there. And something that we don't talk about is, I don't know if Dallas even exposed it, but Rashad Gary is not there anymore. Their best pass rusher. He's gone. So if you could actually run the ball and control clock, Ryan Tannehill doesn't really have to do a lot. Just throw the ball to the people that are open. If you can throw the ball. I don't know if you can. Just
I don't expect this to be a high-powered flying game. I expect this to be a very on-the-ground type of game.
And that's why I feel like there's where Tennessee wins. Because it's like, I don't expect it to be, if it's a super 28, 30-point game like that, Green Bay got this in a bag. Because Ryan Tannehill cannot go point for point with Aaron Rodgers. I agree. But if it's a slow, methodical, physical football game, Mike Vrabel is a better defensive head coach than anybody in the league. The man has been damn near head coach of the year for like 2-3 years.
Right.
So I believe that he will figure out a way to get Derrick Henry going in that defense to stop whatever Green Bay can do. And let's not forget Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur are still not on terms. Like, there's still some stuff.
No, I mean, you saw him cursing him out. Like,
cursing him out like this. There's something up with that. Like, that is not something that just goes by the wayside. There's something up with that. And I think that as long as that is the situation, Green Bay is going to be in trouble. As great as Christian Watson has been, you just said it. Romeo Doubs is out now. Christian Watson was out like a couple of weeks ago. So it's not like these two guys have been consistently there. I think this week we're going to see Christian Watson become a rookie again. He's just got to vanish.
I just don't see it, especially with Tennessee secondary and the Tennessee defense, how they're playing. It's just, I can't see it. I can't.
I agree. I mean, listen, Tennessee secondary is injured. Like, they're injured.
So,
it is.
We'll see.
If it's a slow, methodical game, I got Tennessee.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So you got Tennessee, I got Green Bay. So we're already off the good gates right here for different reasons. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears taking on the Atlanta Falcons. The Bears, well, let me put it this way. Justin Fields playing like an amazing quarterback. That's great. I mean, he has to. People say, well, why does Justin Fields have to do everything? Because he has to. Like, with that Chicago Bears team, he kind of has to do everything. Taking on the Atlanta Falcons, who kind of, let's face it, they crapped the bed last Thursday.
Really?
They kind of crapped the bed. Yeah, against Carolina last week. So, I mean, these are two teams that, one has faith in their quarterback and the other one doesn't even know if Marcus Mariota is going to start or is Desmond Ridder finally going to get a shot. So, I guess, Brandon, I ask you, who do you have? Do you have the Chicago Bears or do you have the Atlanta Falcons?
I got Chicago.
Oof.
I got Chicago. Listen, I get it. It's a divisional game. It's Thursday Night Football. You coming off of a bad loss that you should have probably won against the Chargers a week ago. I get it. It's understandable. Here's what I don't understand. Atlanta's coming back down to earth. That's what is not being said. Atlanta's coming back down to earth. And people are not talking about that. Atlanta, earlier in the season, they could do the quick little plays and quick this and everything, and everybody's like, what the hell is this offense? I think people are now starting to realize what this offense really is. And now they're starting to force Marcus Mariota actually to be the quarterback. When he can just quickly do a little, flip of the hands and you don't know where the ball's at, it's easy to win these games. When you're down in these games, it's hard to win. And it's starting to get to that point where they just are not good in these games. It's certain teams that just might have a little bit of a number. I'm not saying Chicago's going to just outwardly beat the Atlanta Falcons. That's not what I'm saying here. But I don't. But if you ask me right now, who do I put my more faith in? Justin Fields or Marcus Mariota? Give me Justin Fields.
Yeah. It's. I understand too. The problem is, I think with Chicago, they just love to blow these games. They love to. Here's the thing. They should have beaten the. Here's the thing about Chicago. They should have done this. They should have won this. They should have won that. But the problem is, Chicago is exactly who we think they are. They should be winning, but they're not because they have no talent. They have no talent. Other than Justin Fields, I can't even say David Montgomery. I can't even say Daryl Mooney. I can't even say Eddie Jackson. I can't. The only reason the Chicago Bears are not picking number 1 in this draft is because of Justin Fields, and I hope Chicago will build around him. Because if not, hey, I got a sweet place for you in Vegas, Justin. I got a sweet place for you, man. If Chicago's not going to believe in him, I would love to have him in the silver and black, just the way how he's playing. That's fine with me. But that's not here nor there. That's not here nor there. I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one. Only because they are at home. They have a little bit more talent than the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears can do everything right and still lose. And they did that. And they proved it to you against Miami. They proved it to you against the Lions. The Chicago Bears can do everything right and still lose. That's the mantra of the Chicago Bears this season. Give me the Atlanta Falcons because they do have a little bit more talent. They do want to redeem themselves after that 13-0 loss. And remember, the Atlanta Falcons have more to play for because that division in the NFC South is still wide the fuck open. For the Bears, there is no hope. Like, that's it. The Minnesota Vikings are probably going to take this shit.
Yeah, that is also kind of a bad thing, too, for Atlanta because you kind of have all the pressure.
And I think Atlanta will be just fine. Give me the Falcons over the Chicago Bears.
I got the Bears.
All right.
The Bears.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Next up, a game that has been talked about since this morning. The Cleveland Browns are traveling to Buffalo. And the only reason people are talking about it, not because of the talent, not because of that, they're talking about the weather. They're talking about a ton crap of snow is a possible feature for this week's matchup. So, Brandon, the Cleveland Browns, after, they're right there, almost getting Deshaun Watson back. He's practicing. He's not going to play. He cannot play until week 13, I believe. They're going to be traveling to Buffalo. And Buffalo crapped the bed last week at home against Kirko Ice and the Minnesota Vikings. So, Brandon, I ask you, who do you have, the Browns or the Bills?
That is so a new name for Kirk Cousins. Kirko Ice. That is like, no, it's okay. All right. Since you said there's going to be a lot of snow, right? I would hope Buffalo learned from last year. I think it's New England.
You would think, right?
You would think, right? I would hope. I'm gonna go with Buffalo. I'm really not sure.
How bad do you want to pick the Browns right now?
I really want to. I really want to. I'm like Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. This is a good game for them to run. This is gonna be a beautiful football game.
Okay.
But I think Buffalo isn't good at stopping the pass. They're pretty good at stopping the run. They pretty much picked a lot of people that can stop the run and not the pass. That's kind of the problem with the Buffalo Bills right now. They can't stop the goddamn pass to save their lives. It's just like it's getting bad out here, man. But I would love to go with Cleveland right now. I really, really would. If this was I'll be honest, if Deshaun Watson was probably playing and he had like practice for like 2 weeks, I probably would have gone Cleveland.
Right.
I really would.
Right.
Like, but as long as they still got Jacoby Brissett, they still got Nick Chubb, but it's just like this is the time in the season where Buffalo really, really starts to develop the run game. This is the game. You got to, because you're going to have to figure out who's your number one. Is it Devin Singletary or is it James Cook? And there's got to be a game like that. This is the game you have to do. And because of, like I said, literally just a moment ago, I would hope you learned from New England last year. I would hope. But we shall see Sunday. I don't know. But, yeah, this is the game. Because now this is the game where Josh Allen really doesn't have to really throw the ball on. So he can kind of rest his elbow. All you're doing is handing the ball off. But what running back are you handing the ball off? And who do you trust more?
That's all fine and dandy that Buffalo wants to figure out who their number one is and everything,
Okay,
but, But I think that should have been thought about. Oh, I don't know. There's a thing called training camp. There's a thing called, I don't know, preseason. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm just throwing stuff out there. When is an appropriate time to figure out that, hey, this is probably going to be your guy. Look, this is a game where if it's going to snow like that, these are the games that are meant for the better running team. And let's not count out the fact that Cleveland's defense can actually stop the run too. I mean, let's not act like they don't know how to stop the run either. So, with that being said, I'm going to go with the better running team, and I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. Only because, why? Because Buffalo has no running game. None. It is non-existent. They don't know what a running game looks like. They don't know what any of that looks like.
They do. It's Josh Allen.
Yes, but you cannot put him in that situation anymore because if he gets hurt more than he has to, then your season's done. Basically, Buffalo has to win out and get some help. Because if they don't, they're going to go back to the whole mantra, all that talent in the world, no Super Bowl, and then you have to start wondering, is it maybe time to maybe not rebuild, but is it time to reload? I mean, what else do you need? What else do you need if you're Buffalo? What else? But then it's going to be like you wasted another year of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs' career. You wasted another year of that amazing defense. And I shouldn't have to tell you, you've had amazing defenses for years, and now look, you had nothing to show for it. So I'm going to go with the team that actually has already developed a running game, especially for a game in high conditions where it's going to be snowing, and it's in Buffalo, it's near the river, it's going to be windy. Give me the Cleveland Browns. I challenge Buffalo this week to prove to us why they were Super Bowl favorites. Give me the Browns because they have the better running game. There it is. I know you want to go Cleveland too, but you're just holding out the hope that maybe they figure something out. No, they should have figured that out 15, 20 weeks ago when they were OTAs in training camp. But they didn't. So
Buffalo can't suck this bad.
One. Okay. And if the Browns win, that's when everybody's like, oh, there goes the Buffalo Bills' chances.
Listen, I literally said this, yesterday. Buffalo's screwed right now. They have no control over the division, and they don't have any control over where they placed in the playoffs. They're screwed right now.
Yep. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Philadelphia finally got their first loss to the Washington Commanders on Monday Night Football, uncharacteristically turning the ball over a lot. I think all year, I think they've showed it. I think all year they've only had 3 turnovers, and I think on that game they had 4. No, 4 at the end because of it was 3, but then 4 at the final plays where they scooped up all that good stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Realistically 3, but it was 4 in total.
Yeah.
Taking on the Indianapolis Colts, who Jeff Saturday won in his coaching debut last week. And now they're going to try to go. Now they're going to try to go for 2. So here we go. And it's I'm not foreplaying here that I am wearing blue, but Brandon, I ask you, who do you have? The Philadelphia Eagles or the Indianapolis Colts?
I got Philly. I got Philly. Listen, congratulations to Jeff Saturday. I mean, congratulations, I guess, is in order. But you're not going against a Raiders team that barely has a defense, that really don't know what the fuck they're doing offensively. You're not going against...
Philadelphia knows what they're doing. They just turn the ball over too much.
Outside of the situation, listen, the only thing about the Philadelphia defense that's really bad is running the ball. They cannot stop the run. They can't.
No. And you could tell the absence of Jordan Davis and a little bit of the underplaying of Fletcher Cox is starting to take into effect.
And that's going to catch up with them in the playoffs. I do not see it catching up to them right now.
No.
Jonathan Taylor came back last week. Congratulations. But listen, Matt Ryan had his swine song game last week. That's his swine song game. I do not see it happening 2 weeks in a row. That is not going to happen. For now, everybody now is going at Jalen Hurts and says that maybe he just can't play from behind. It's like, no. Did you not see the man catch the ball, get up, and then get the damn ball literally knocked out of his hands? He could have pretty much, if he kept the ball in his hands, I'm pretty sure Philly would have scored.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
I'm pretty damn short.
And then there was also that obvious blatant missed a face mask call, that everybody. So, I mean, put it this way. Philadelphia might have lost, but it's not because of lack of effort. I'll tell you that.
It happens. It happens. Like I said last week when I picked Washington, it happens. It's a divisional game. Washington's kind of coming in, feeling themselves. Philly's kind of, everybody's talking about they're just going to go through the table. It was just too much for Philly. Let's just get that out of the way. It was just too much.
Yep. It was too much to overcome.
Yeah, and for the first time, Philly actually looked like a better second half team.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened this entire year.
And that's a scary thing to think of.
Because they're so used to taking care of business in the first half, they never have to really worry about the second half.
Yeah.
But if they can keep that going, this is going to be bad. The Indiana, listen, coach, congratulations, you won. Jeff Saturday, congratulations, you won. That shit ain't happening again. I'm sorry. I don't see the coach winning no more games.
And now that the true leader of that defense is out for the year with a back injury, yeah, I'm gonna go Philadelphia as well as this one. Look, it's just one of those things that you just have to realize that Philadelphia's pissed.
Very.
And they're gonna have to travel to Indy, and they're gonna want to put a hurting on them.
And then the way they lost.
Yeah.
And they didn't lose like a crazy play or some shit like that. Like the dude slid and kind of gave himself up, and Brandon Graham just hit him.
Yeah.
It's like, and he was like, "You ain't gonna call that? What the fuck?" Like they didn't lose like a crazy play. Shit, just they could have won the game if they would have got some more time on the clock. Like it's just like, yeah.
And that's why I'm going to go with Philadelphia. They have the better running game. They have the better receivers. They have the better quarterback. They have the better defense. They just have overall the better team than Indianapolis. They're not going to face the Raiders again, where they don't have an offensive identity. Their defense is lacking, for a better term of talent. No, this is a way different animal, and I hope Jeff Saturday is ready for it. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles.
I wonder what he's going to say, how he led these guys to this ass whooping this Sunday, because this ass whooping is coming. I don't know how.
I don't know how you handle that. But, I mean, God bless them for trying. So here we go. Next up, we have the New York Jets taking on the New England Patriots. The Jets, the second place AFC East team who saw that? We all saw that coming, right?
I mean, I picked Jets to go to the playoffs, so yeah, I saw it coming.
Okay, I'm just saying. So, taking on the New England Patriots, who are in last, but still make the playoffs if the season were to end today. Both second-year quarterbacks kind of struggling, but their defenses make up for it. So, Brendan, I ask you, who do you have, the New York Jets or the New England Patriots?
I got the Patriots so bad. This is
God.
This is not gonna be close. Like the game in New York was close because Mac Jones just forgot how to play football in the first half. He just forgot.
Yes.
He just forgot.
Yeah.
This is in New England. I can see this game being like New England versus Detroit. Just a lot of just Matt Judon and Zach Wilson's face. It's not a good sight. It's not going to be a good sight for him. I got New England. It's just not going to be good. How dare you?
The Jets have done everything in their power to try to prove people wrong, and they are doing amazing. Defensively, Robert Saleh finally houses defense. Once the offense gets – who am I kidding? I got New England on this one? Who am I freaking kidding? Let's be real about this. I already know what I got in New England's defense, and Zach Wilson is probably going to have another bad showing again because that New England defense is starting to come alive. And the most important thing is that actually Mac Jones is actually playing pretty damn consistent enough to where he's not screwing it up. So I got New England. It's just as simple as that. I have New England because their defense is better, and I think their offense can move the ball a little bit better more than the Jets can. That's the only reason. That's the only reason I have New England here. So there it is. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams. They're going to take on the New Orleans Saints. And as we all know, Cooper Kupp is out. He is out. So now it is just Allen Robinson. You might remember him from the days in Jacksonville and Chicago. You know, you might remember him that he actually used to be a pretty good receiver. And Matthew Stafford is not looking his way right now. And the Saints are gonna, be the Saints, and they're gonna have. But Brandon, I ask you, who do you have? The Los Angeles Rams or the New Orleans Saints? Two defenses that we thought were going to be a little bit better, kind of not showing it.
I got the Saints because they're at home. That's it.
Okay, that's all you got for me? You got no speech? That's all you got for me, huh? I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you, too. I got New Orleans as well. And it's not even because they're home. It's literally because Cooper Kupp's not playing.
He's not playing, but Aaron Donald is. So that's why I'm like,
And here's the thing. Not only Matthew Stafford has been cleared in a sense from his concussion protocol, but, he's still dealing with that elbow thing. And if there's one thing I can say about it, it's, it's not good.
I mean, literally last week we had a whole conversation about Najee Harris being afraid to hit the hole. He played the Saints and had the best game he's had all kinds of seasons.
He had the most awesome game.
Listen, Matthew Stafford has no Cooper Kupp. Allen Robinson might go for like 150. I don't know what those look like.
Nah, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Taylor Higbee goes for 150 before Allen Robinson does, but I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, give me the Saints in this one only because they're at home, and I think they'll figure it out. So, and plus, their wide receiver core is healthier than the Los Angeles Rams receiving core.
We literally had a whole conversation last week. Najee Harris, he's just afraid to hit the hole. He's not really. Play the Saints. He had his best game of the fucking year.
100 yards rushing. Good job, my man. Good job.
I guess he just didn't find the right hole. He just completely fucking debunked that.
Like, yeah, that theory's out the window, but here it is. So yeah, we'll move on. Okay, we're probably gonna move on from these next games. These next games quick. Detroit, they're gonna travel to the Giants. They're gonna go to the Meadowlands. Detroit, an impressive win against the Chicago Bears. Well, it wasn't so much that they were impressive. It was just so more the fact that the Chicago Bears kept shooting themselves in the foot, missing extra points, missing catches. And the New York Giants, well, they're trying to stay afloat now that the Philadelphia Eagles lost. They're trying to stay afloat, keep up with them to maybe, hopefully, take over the division. So, Brandon, I ask you, who do you have? Do you have Detroit or do you have the Giants? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Yeah, you're going to do it. Okay, maybe we're not going to move that fast.
I got Detroit.
Come on, my God. Come on, man. Detroit. Really? All right.
This is literally the Kenny Galladay game that he won't even play in. It's like the Kenny Galladay game.
You would think, like, if Kenny Galladay was having a good year, we'd be like, oh, man, I bet you Kenny Galladay is ready for this fucking. He ain't even ready for this fucking. Like.
He's healthy and street clothes. He's just sitting there like.
I got my money, though. What's up?
Yeah, listen,
Oh, they're
They're not
bad.
as bad as Houston. They're
No.
not as bad as Houston.
No.
And Houston kept up with the Giants last week. So it's like, and Detroit can actually score. See, that's the difference. Detroit can actually score. They just can't stop no damn body. That's the biggest problem. They can score. They just can't stop anybody.
Okay. Yeah.
As good as the Giants has been, it's been the Saquon Barkley show. Let's just get that out of the way. And if you can actually, okay, I'm not gonna say you're gonna stop them. That's just ain't going.
That ain't gonna happen.
They literally let Justin Fields just have 100 and something yards just rushing on them by himself. So I don't think they're gonna stop Saquon Barkley, but as long as you can force Daniel Jones to have to throw the ball in the game and actually have to keep up with you, I think you can win the game. And I think this is the game where we finally see Anthony Hutchins kind of kicking. And he shows up. Because as good as the Giants are, their pass protection still sucks.
Yes. But the thing is, Detroit's defense just sucks all the way around, and the Giants' defense does not. Like, so, look, I'm gonna go with the team that doesn't have the crappier defense out of both, and I'm gonna go with the Giants only because of the fact that I think Saquon Barkley is gonna have a hell of a day. I think Daniel Jones is finally gonna, have a good day in the office, and Jared Goff has already shown that.
I was with you until you said Daniel Jones gonna have a good day. You stumbled on a good day. You were like, as long as you don't turn the ball over, that's a good day.
That's a very good day. That's a very good day. All right, and you got Detroit, who, like, let's face it, I've seen now that Jared Goff has limitations. Who knew, right? But yeah, it's just, listen, I get it. DJ Chark is supposed to be back. We don't know if Jameson Williams is going to play this year. I say do not put Jameson Williams out there. Just save him for next year, and then just kind of keep it going. Get yourself something nice. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Giants here only because I think Saquon Barkley is gonna look like Boobie Miles. He can run, he can catch, and he can pass. So here it is. This is gonna be the Saquon Barkley show against a terrible Detroit Lions defense. So there it is.
This might literally be the first game we see a player throw it to themselves and catch it and run.
And Detroit's defense is that bad that it could happen. Like, let's not act like it cannot happen. So here we go. So you got Detroit, I got the Giants. Fine, whatever. Whatever. You're still on that train. I left after that whole New England.
I told you I'm still on the train.
I'm out.
Jumping. I'm just way in the back. It's just like, just in case I need to just
hit the emergency brake. All right, that's fine, I guess. All right, so this one. Carolina Panthers, they were impressive last week. Unfortunately, PJ Walker will not play this week. He did suffer an injury, so now it's going to come down to Baker. But some players have shown or had a voice saying that they wish we could see what Sam Darnold has, because apparently they were not awake last year. They're going to go into they just were sleeping, or they weren't injured reserve. I don't know. They're going to head to Baltimore to take on a Baltimore team that is coming off a bye. And so we have both agreed that we got Baltimore in this one, right?
Yeah.
All right, good enough for me. That's enough for me.
I mean, everybody else might be asleep, but DJ Moore was wide fucking awake. You can tell you.
He'll tell you, like, listen, I might have gone my yards, but homie, it was not the easiest yards of my fucking life. Like,
oh my god, yeah. How bad is this? PJ Walker is actually a good quarterback, but he gets hurt, and you're like, who's the next quarterback up? Baker Mayfield.
Somehow that's a downgrade.
Yo, Baker Mayfield was the number one pick in the NFL, and an XFL quarterback looks way better at him.
Yeah.
In NFL game than he does. That's just fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, that's to the point. That's where you got to know if you're Baker Mayfield. My job opportunities are only going to be backup from here on out. You are in the same boat as Mitchell Trubisky. The only difference is you were number one. He was number two. So there's your difference. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, I got Baltimore in this one. It's not even going to be close. I think.
How crazy is that? Think about that. We just literally talked about Saquon Barkley, who was second behind Baker in the front of Sam. How the fuck is that possible?
It's okay. I mean, hey, remember there was that one year where Josh Rosen was taking 10, and he said there was 9 mistakes taken ahead of me. Haven't heard from. I think he actually got drafted in the XFL draft yesterday. I think he did get drafted. All right, Baltimore. Okay. Next up, we have the Washington Commanders taking on the Houston Texans. Washington with an impressive win over the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday night. The Houston Texans are getting ready to print C.J. Stroud jerseys for that number 1 pick. So I'm going to just go from here. Chase Young's about to get activated and play this week. You got Washington, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool. Awesome. All right.
Like Ron Rivera said, we're gonna see between him and Carson Wentz. It's like, dude, Carson Wentz sucks. Like, he's done. Like, why are we gonna continue to play this I don't know who's the quarterback shit? It's like, dude, Tyler Heineke is your quarterback.
Carson Wentz went 2-5. No, 2-4. You are now 4-1 with Tyler Heineke. You're good, bro. You're good.
I don't understand it. As soon as he decides that and say Carson Wentz is the quarterback again, he's getting fired literally the next day. What's up, T? He's getting fired literally the next day. Like,
the next day, he's not even going to be able to step on the field. He's going to get fired on the spot. Like, no, Tyler Heineke's a starter. They're going to take on Houston. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Next up, so we both have Washington on this one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. We can move forward then. Okay, so next game, the first game in the afternoon, we have the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to the Denver Broncos. The Las Vegas Raiders, who unfortunately let a guy who was just a TV analyst just a couple weeks ago go into their house and beat them. The Denver Broncos coming off a bye and only scoring a miraculous, mustering up a total of 10 points. And that's after a bye. So, Brandon, who do you got? The Raiders or the Broncos? There's nothing nice I can say about either of these teams right now. So, who do you got? Do you have the Broncos or do you have the Raiders?
This is how bad this is. This feels like whoever loses is getting fired on the spot. Doesn't it feel like that?
Like, and even if you win, you might not even be safe because of how you won.
It's like you lose. Just back your shit.
Like, if the Raiders lose this one, some coach is going to get fired and he's going to take the Greyhound back to Vegas. If Denver loses, Nathaniel Tuckett, like, excuse me, sir, where are you going? I'm the head coach of the Denver Broncos. I'm going to go to the podium and do a press conference. No, you're not. 2 security guards are going to pick him up and, like, throw him out of a mile high in front of the fans so they can kick his ass and shit. So, yeah, no. So, I mean, yeah, there's no – listen, I'll put it to you like this. In an old movie poster I saw a long time ago, and it was called Alien versus Predator, it says, whoever wins, we lose. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. So, Brandon, who do you have?
The Raiders could at least put up 20 points. I'm going Raiders.
Oh, God.
Put up 20 points. I'm not saying they'll put up a lot. 20 points is a lot to these two teams right now. I don't know what the hell to tell you. Listen, Denver's defense is going to be Denver's defense. Patrick Surtain played a pretty good game against Devontae Allen the first time. But that Denver offense sucks. Good God, they suck. That's Jared Judy's not going to play. He's out. It's just
KJ Hamler last week said, nah, I'm out.
We talk about how, like, Matthew Stafford don't even pay attention to Allen Robinson. Russell Wilson don't even pay attention to Courtland Sutton. Like, he's there, and he doesn't even throw it to him. Like, it's the most – I'm like, what the hell are they doing? It's the same thing. We don't talk about it because they suck all around. It's just like we don't talk about it.
No. I mean, no, and it needs to be talked about because you would think, okay, Jerry Jeudy went down. Courtland Sutton's my next dude, and after that, it's Patrick Stewart or KJ Hamler. But even those two, it's kind of like, dude, you don't even look their way.
You don't look their way. It's like
and God, you're going to trust on that running game because what the Broncos offensive line has shown, they can't run block for shit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I trust the Raiders to at least get that offense going a little bit more than Denver. That's kind of it.
And here's the thing. The Denver Broncos have always had the better defense against the Raiders. But that offense has just been so bad. That's been so bad for Denver. So, okay. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I didn't said I wasn't going to do this anymore this year because I really want to kind of stick with my pick right now. And I'm talking about the NFL. I don't like where we are at 2 because, there's a great pass rusher named Will Anderson that's like coming out. And I think he will look great in the silver and black. I think you pair him up with Max Crosby. I think you get 2 young studs at the edge. I think that'll be fine. That's just how I look at it. But I think Denver's so bad that they'll make the Raiders look good. Even if it's for one game. They'll make the Raiders look good. And yeah, it's just, look, man, when it comes, and listen, I'm not one to talk either. My team sucks too, but you get off a bye and you have 2 weeks to prepare for the Titans and you can only muster 10. And, they don't even have a secondary. They don't even have I don't know what Denver's got to do anymore. I'm like really confused on what Denver has to do. Like, Grant, now I will say this though. The last time they did play the Raiders, they did score the most they had all year. The difference is both teams have drastically taken a turn for the worse. But the problem is the Raiders are still healthier than the Denver Broncos. The only difference is that Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller they're not going to play. But even then, they weren't even effective against the game of the Broncos last time. It was all Josh Jacobs. And guess what? Guess what the Raiders are really good at? Run blocking. So, yeah, have that best defense all you want, but as long as the offense for Denver keeps going 3 and out, we'll eventually figure it out. So, and that's even with the incompetence of Josh McDaniels. So, yeah, give me the Las Vegas Raiders over the Denver Broncos. And to be honest with you, I hope they tie so we could just, just show them how bad we really are. Just show them how bad. So, here we go. Moving on, we have the Dallas Cowboys. They are traveling to Minnesota. Dallas kind of crapping the bed last week against the Green Bay Packers. Are going to go up against Minnesota, who I understand. Josh Allen was hurt. He did, he made some bad throws and everything. But the fact of the matter is this: Minnesota's still 9-1. They are tied with Philadelphia with the best record in the NFC. And that's not by accident. It's because they are winning. They are beating good teams. So, in a desperation attempt, Dallas needs to figure out a way. So, Brandon, I ask you, Cowboys or Minnesota?
I swear if this was prime time, I would go Dallas. I'm not even going to lie. But it's not. But it's not. I'm going Minnesota. I can see Justin Jefferson have at least 100 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Remember, he did show up on the injury report today with the banged up toe, but I mean...
Thanks to Justin Jefferson getting 100 yards. Okay, 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's just like, okay, 89 yards.
Fine. He won't get 100, but he'll get 77, damn it.
Okay, yeah. Listen, the thing about Dallas is what I've just said about Dallas. It's like, this is the time Dallas starts to show you, oh shit, there's Dallas. Okay, there go Dallas. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's the Dallas I know. It's just like, it feels like this is starting to be coming. The last couple of weeks, Michael Parsons has been getting more banged up. A lot of people are not paying attention to it. He's getting more banged up as the season's progressing. So, because he's got to do every damn thing. He's got to be linebacker. He's got to be end. He's got to be everywhere. So he's starting to kind of get banged up a little bit in these games. I cannot see Dallas beating Minnesota. I'm sorry. I just can't see it. And again, people are going to sit here and say, Dallas defense is so great. Dallas defense is great because Michael Parsons. That's it. If he's not on the field, they suck.
It's almost the same sort of effect if you were to take Aaron Donald away from the Rams. It's over.
It's over. And it's like people don't want to admit that. Like, there's still people on ESPN that's still like, well, Dallas has got a chance. Who the hell is telling y'all Dallas got a chance? Dak Prescott has regressed. I can't even say he's regressed. Dak Prescott's kind of just been the same. He's the same quarterback. He's been the same quarterback since his rookie freaking year. He needs a hell of a running game to be balanced. And if he doesn't have it, you're screwed.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same damn team. It's nothing's changed with
Nope.
this team.
No.
You got to have the pass rush. You don't have the pass rush. Your secondary is going to fold. Kind of how it goes. When are we going to stop saying Trayvon Diggs is some great cornerback? No, he's not. He can pick the ball off. Congratulations. There's a lot of goddamn cornerbacks that can pick the ball off. He cannot shut down a receiver at all.
Christian Watson proved a point last week.
He
So
had a rookie. He didn't even do 10 weeks. Have his best game of his career.
Homie was like Randy Moss against the count. Like,
Like this man's done nothing this entire year. He saw Trayvon Diggs is like, I'm going to go for 103 touchdowns. He's like, I'm going to go for 103 touchdowns. I got it. It's just like, can we stop that? Like with Trayvon Diggs being some great cornerback, he's okay. He can pick the ball off, and that's about it.
do you? I think if he was like a number 2, I think he would be a great number 2. It's just number 1, nah.
It's not that guy. And it's
No,
okay.
there's a lot of other number 1s I would have. There was a lot of other cornerbacks I would have a number 1 than I would before I get to Trayvon Diggs at that point. There's too many. There's Sauce Gardner. All right. Obviously, there's Patrick Surtain. Obviously, there's Tariq Woolley from Seattle. Obviously, you know, as much as controversy it is to say this right now, as of right now, wouldn't you want Jalen Ramsey over Trayvon Diggs right now? And that's kind of saying something.
Hell, I would take Marshawn Lattimore.
There's
over Trayvon
who
Diggs.
hasn't even played for most of the season.
It's like, dude, Trayvon Diggs.
And there's also a homeboy from Buffalo, Tre'Davious White. He hasn't
even played. It's too many cornerbacks. Darius Slate. Like it's so many freaking cornerbacks that I would pick.
Gardner.
Trayvon Diggs.
Gardner Johnson. I would take him.
It's too many. Dallas is about to hit.
Adoree Jackson, who was like an afterthought after Tennessee, he's having a rebuild year in New York.
In New York, yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of, like I said, Trayvon, you good, but are you elite good? Nah, homie.
If he wasn't hurt, J.C. Jackson. Like it's too many cornerbacks to pick before Trayvon Diggs. It's just too many, and that's the thing. Dallas is about to hit the snooze button. In the fact that people are not seeing this makes it even funnier. It's like, oh, it's just a slip up. You don't go to Green Bay and lose to Green Bay like that. Go into overtime and not have a game. Have a good strategy.
Yeah,
like,
no, I
Mike
agree.
McCarthy's starting to have his Mike McCarthy feels. Whereas, like, he just don't show up in certain games.
Want to know when I knew? You know when I knew something was brewing bad? When he came into Lambeau Field wearing that Vince Lombardi jacket, and I'm like, You ain't that, homie. You ain't that. Like, homie, you're not that.
You're not even Jimmy Johnson. Like, you're not even close, man. What
Jimmy Johnson, you're not even Pete Carroll with the Patriots. Like, you're not even there. Like, come on, homie. Like, you're not even John Gruden with the Buccaneers that good. Like, come on. Like, come on, bro. Like, really? Come on, bro. Come on. Chill out.
Mike Holmgren with Seattle. Like, you're not even there. Like, you're not even there. It's not there. Just not there. Bruce Arians with Arizona. Like, you're not even there. Like, you're not even nowhere.
Like, I'd rather have Tom Flores from his younger days in the Raiders in the 80s before I choose that dude. Like, I'd rather have that guy. Like, you know, I'd rather have John Madden. I'd rather have, you know, George Halas. And, you know, it's like, hey, you know, Mike, you really like the jacket? Come on, man. Be real. So, look. With this,
you know, you Chip Kelly with Philly. It's getting bad out here. It's just
like, we're going back to the 80s and 70s and 60s. I'd rather have Chuck Noll at this point before I trust Michael. Like, you're not even that. Like, dude, really? Come on, be real. Look, with this game, I think both teams are kind of like on a prove it type of game. This is going to be a prove it game for both of this team. The Dallas Cowboys just want to prove that they are one of the better teams in the NFC because they have that expectation. The Minnesota Vikings are trying to prove that, that what happened last week was not a fluke. That they do deserve the respect of being an elite team. And hey, I get it. 9-1. I get it. It's very understandable why you think that. As much as I want to go Dallas right now, like I truly want to pick the Cowboys in this. But honestly, there's one factor there's nobody's really talking about in Minnesota that's being overlooked. It ain't the defense. We already knew Justin Jefferson was a shit. We know Dalvin Cook was going to do his thing. What nobody's really talking about is that offensive line in Minnesota might be the best offensive line unit in the whole NFL. And that's including the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles, who I've been saying for a while, if the 49ers are healthy, they can make a run. The Eagles are overall the better team, but that Minnesota offensive line unit, it's one of the better units in the NFL, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody wants to praise that. Christian Darrisaw, the second-man left tackle out of Virginia Tech, is the highest-rated left tackle in the game today. The center that they drafted a few years ago finally hit his stride. The right tackle is solid, and the two guards are doing everything they can to make Kirk step into the pocket and throw the football. Example, that 4th and 18. If those guards were not there to pick up those inside blocks or those inside blitz, Kirk Cousins wouldn't be able to step into that throw and make that throw. Now, the catch was amazing, but Kirk Cousins got it there.
Yeah. And the Minnesota Vikings O-line for like 2 years straight have been kind of bad.
Understandably so, it's been bad. But the reason they're winning is because that offensive line is coming together. And it's becoming one of the better units in the NFL. So Dallas doesn't have that. And like you said, with Micah Parsons banged up, and obviously DeMarcus Lawrence is not going to do anything. Van Der Esch is not going to do anything. They're cutting their defensive tackles left and right. I'm going to go with Minnesota. If you want to go with Dallas here, it's just like, dude, you don't have that offensive line like you think you do. You don't. You don't have that. You think you do, but you don't. And here's the thing about Minnesota. Their defense will get – they've shown for 2 weeks in a row, they're going to bend, but they will turn that bitch over eventually. And they have been turning the ball over recently for – so, again, if Minnesota wins this, it's because clearly they are one of the better teams in the NFL. And people just don't want to admit that because Kirk Cousins is the quarterback. So, there it is.
I'm not going to lie. It's kind of hard to admit Minnesota's a good team because Kirk Cousins. It really is hard. I get it. Because it's like, Kirk Cousins is leading the Minnesota Vikings like this? Oh, okay. That's kind of weird. But it's just like.
But be honest with me right now. If everything were to play out right now, and let's say Minnesota does play up to their potential and Philadelphia plays up to their potential, isn't that the NFC Championship game that we're kind of just waiting for it to finally mix?
I don't see it.
So I'm just saying.
I mean, listen, a lot of things got to go right with Minnesota. And Philly. Like, Philly is not.
I get it. But it's like, dude, nobody wants to admit that Minnesota is an elite team because Kirk Cousins is the quarterback.
I would say this. They got to get home field advantage.
If Minnesota gets home field advantage, it's going to be very hard.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah, that's going to be one of those where can Philadelphia do it again?
Yeah, that's a way different conversation.
And here's the thing. Dallas Goedert is down for Philadelphia, but I still think they have Indianapolis. But remember, that changed the whole dynamic to this offense, Dallas Goedert being down.
Dallas Goedert being out, but they also just signed Levante Joseph. So we shall see.
Like I'm saying, I want to pick Dallas. I want to pick Dallas just due to the fact that I want them to still compete for the NFC East. But damn, it's hard for me not to admit that Minnesota is just a better team than Dallas right now.
Yeah,
so
listen, I mean, also, I would hope that Dallas understands that Tony Pollard gives them their best freaking chance of winning games.
And until they admit that, that's not going to happen.
If they start doing this split shit with Ezekiel Elliott again, you go ahead and put it in the books. I got Minnesota. It's just like,
We'll see. Next up, this game should have been the Sunday night game this week, but they flexed it out for the one that is going to happen this week. The Cincinnati Bengals are going to travel to Cincinnati. Hey, they're there. And Jamar Chase might not play. But apparently that didn't matter because if your defense sucks, Cincinnati could just score on you. And Pittsburgh with an impressive win over the Saints. Okay. That's cool, I guess. So, Brandon, who do you got, my man? Do you got the Bengals or do you have the Steelers?
good God. TJ Watt's back. Did you know that? TJ Watt is back. If he doesn't wreck this game like Myles Garrett did Monday night, I got Cincinnati. Cincinnati has to win this game because it's not about winning the game to like. Next weekend. Like, we're not doing shit. Nope. We've done enough. We've done enough. I just don't see it. I think Cincinnati, even without Jamar Chase, I think they figured something out. Listen, Pittsburgh's defense came alive last week against us. Congratulations. We still scored 10 points, and the game was pretty much close. Most of the game. It wasn't like they just dominated us.
No.
It was pretty damn close. It was still pretty damn close. They let us score 10 points at the end of the second half. I do not know how we did that. I cannot tell you. From the bottom, I cannot tell you.
When the ball crosses the line.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about like how to say.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like in general, like so if the ball crosses the line.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, like. So.
But you're going against a way better team. And listen, as good as Kenny Pickett is.
He needs help.
He freaking needs
offensive line. He needs an offensive. That kid needs an offensive line.
Yeah, and it's just like.
And right now, where Pittsburgh's selecting at, you got to take the best offensive lineman. Like if the season were to end today, it's like, dude, Pittsburgh, you cannot trade out of that pick. You just got to take the best offensive line. Like whether that's Paris Johnson from Ohio State, whether it's the kid from Northwestern, or whether it's the kid from Penn State, you got to take one of those three because Kenny Pickett and Najee Harris need help offensive line-wise.
And again, Pittsburgh, as good as Najee Harris played last week against us, I don't see that shit happening twice. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. So I got Cincinnati in this game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I understand what Pittsburgh's trying to do. And, it's kind of weird not hearing the roar, the crying of the fans of fire Mike Tomlin, because this is actually probably the first time that Mike Tomlin is going to go under 500. It's heading that route. But nobody's really crying about him wanting to get fired, which is very weird. Pittsburgh fans are the weirdest. That's all I can tell you. Yeah, I got Cincinnati too, because even without Jamar Chase, Cincinnati has shown that, hey, you give us time to adjust, we will find a way to score, and we will find a way to win. And that Cincinnati defense is actually starting to come alive now, and they're starting to play that phase 2 of football where around this time last year, the Cincinnati defense was creeping up to be one of the better defenses in the league, and it's starting to show that, oh, shit, Cincinnati's healthy, and they're actually doing something about it. So, yeah, give me Cincinnati in this one. And like I said, I think the Steelers are trying. They're going to try everything they can to do to replicate what they did last week. But the problem is the Saints defense and Cincinnati's defense is two different territories right now, which is kind of weird to say, knowing the fact that the Saints defense has been amazing for the better part of like the last decade. Like from like mid 2010s to now, it's been like amazing to see what they've done. So that's it. Next up, we have the Sunday night matchup between, and this is the one that actually got flexed for that Sunday night matchup. We have the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. Chiefs just keep winning, and the Chargers might get Keenan Allen and might get Mike Williams back since their injuries. Yay. Yeah. Brandon, who do you got and why?
I'm so happy Keenan Allen has decided to grace Chargers.
To grace us with his presence.
I'm so happy that he decided to give the Chargers a chance to get their ass whooped on Sunday Night Football.
Shit.
It's an awesome feeling to come back and see your team get their ass whooped and you can't do shit about it.
You think Keenan Allen after the second quarter is going to be like, my hamstring. No, not again. Get me out of here.
We went through the first half and it's just like, yeah, this shit ain't for me. It's just, I'm hurt.
He's probably like on the sideline, like, Keenan, where are you going? All right, I'm going to head out. Like,
I chose the wrong week. I really chose the wrong week. It's just
like,
listen, I get it. Juju Smith-Schuster took a very hard hit against the Jags last week.
oh.
That was very freaking bad.
Like, if there was a, like,
he kind of jumped into the man, but at the same time, he kind of got fucked up for it.
like,
I don't laugh at it, but it's like,
he kind of remember the movie The Water Boy where they tried the towel boy and then the safety just came out of the middle and they like, dude, that's what it looked like to me. Like the dude trying to like catch it, he's like, God, and he not only like he didn't go down like like you would normally do. He went down like he got shot, like he went like the full like arm, like it's bad when the arms were over the head, and I'm just like, damn, that's bad. That's bad.
I don't really laugh at this. I don't really laugh at it, but it's not supposed to be.
It's just like, and the thing is too, because no one was at the stadium, you heard that shit, like, because no one, like, because it was in Jackson. It's not like it was at Kansas City.
It
No,
was.
oh, that's right, it wasn't. But like, because I guess like they surprised, like they kept it close for a little bit. No, you just hear us, and they were like, oh, we're like. Nobody like saw that coming. Like that. Here's the thing, and probably people are gonna watch this like, what are you talking about? Like, no, if you don't know, like, if you weren't watching Red Zone, you would have not known that Juju Smith-Schuster got knocked the fuck out of the game. Like, dude, like, what happened?
This is not supposed to be funny. This is not supposed to be funny.
I mean, it's funny because he got up and then he's okay, but at the same time, it was just kind of like, come on, man. Like, oh, well, I know somebody who is pissed for losing, and it's that safety right there. That safety is tired of losing. So he took his frustration out of TikToker. But anyway.
Listen, hey, Justin Herbert, this is next year. I hate to say it to you, man. I know you're like, God damn it, when is it going to be my year? Maybe next year. Maybe next year, because Kansas City is just going to kick you.
Phillip Rivers said the same thing all his whole career with the Chargers. When is it going to be my turn? Never happened.
Never happened. Sorry, man.
And and here's the thing about the Chargers where people are not kind of noticing. It's like Herbert's about to get paid. Like, you went all in now because in a year or two, Justin Herbert is going to ask for his money. You're not going to be able to keep everybody. You're not going to be able to keep J.C. Jackson, Khalil Mack, or Bosa. You might have to get rid of two or possibly all three. So it sucks for the Chargers because they went all in now. And there's a possibility now that, dude, they might not even make the playoffs. That's how bad it is. So, and of course, Kansas City's the one that has to come over. So, yeah. Give me Kansas City. There it is. I mean, it sucks. And it's disheartening because I had them finishing second. But I mean, they could probably finish second still. But it's kind of like you expect them to finish second because they were going to make the playoffs and be a wild card team. And here's the thing: if Brandon Staley does not get this team to the playoffs, no, the Chargers are going to have a whole new staff with all that talent. So maybe Sean Payton would love to come in, and I'm just saying. But get Kansas City. I give you Kansas City for Sunday Night Football.
I give you a lot of credit for believing in the Chargers, Juan. I really give you a lot of credit for believing in the Chargers. I did not. I saw them going forward.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't. But we also had a lot of faith in the Raiders too, and look how that turned out. That happened. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had a lot of faith in the Denver Broncos too, and that happened. I mean, it's just whatever, man. I mean, I think I had Denver 4th anyway, so it's whatever to me. But anyway, but I picked it up before, but competitive. I didn't that's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. So anyway, Monday Night Football, and I hate these games. It's in Mexico City. Arizona really doesn't have to go that far, to be honest with you. They can actually bus to the stadium because Mexico City and Arizona is actually not that far bus drive, but obviously they're going to fly. It's safer that way, I guess. San Francisco is going to have to go to, it's in Mexico City. It's in the Estadio Azteca. Grupo Firme is going to be the halftime show. I think Sophia, I think there's going to be somebody else that's going to be pre-gaming entertainment. I will say this, though. When it comes to games in Mexico, they always show out because, believe it, it's always funny when I hear this. It's like, oh my God, Mexicans love football. Yes, we love American football. I don't know what it is. We just love it. And we just support the shit out of it. I don't know what happened. I don't know. It's just one of those things that, yes, as you can tell, clearly. All right, clearly. All right. It is what it is. But, yeah, look, Kyler Murray is a no-go. I can already tell you this much. He is a no-go. And the San Francisco 49ers are doing everything they can to try to get into the wild card as well. Because should San Francisco stay healthy, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I could see them screwing up either Minnesota or Philadelphia's little parade there. So, Brandon, who do you have for Monday Night Football?
I mean, they won't probably place Philly or Minnesota until divisional because I got them winning the division. I mean, they're going to catch Seattle. They're going to catch Seattle. Good God.
And this is the week to try to get closer because Seattle is on a bye. So
you already beat them, so it kind of
So if you win this one, I mean, in a sense, you would be only a half a game behind Seattle for first place. So just a thought, 49er fans, just a thought.
I got Arizona. Believe it or not, I got Arizona.
Oh shit.
Yep.
No Kyler Murray, but you're gonna go okay.
No Kyler Murray, but it's something about this game, man. I don't know. It's something. It's weird. It's freaking weird. I don't know. It just feels like it's supposed to be San Francisco's. Doesn't it? It's like, this is clearly San Francisco's game. But those types of games are the ones that I'm the most I don't know about that. Especially with the Jimmy Garoppolo. Listen.
He kind of froze up there. Yeah.
He's the backup of time. I just don't. I can't with San Francisco right now. I believe San Francisco's great, and I believe San Francisco's going to get the playoffs. I actually got them winning the division. Just something about this game. Sunday Night Football kind of told me the story. It's like Jimmy Garoppolo was just the game manager. It's like he's not really doing shit. He's not doing shit. He just don't fuck up the game plan. That's kind of what he's playing like. But it's just, I got Arizona. Colt McCoy has those games where you just be like, what the fuck happened? A couple of years ago when he was with Washington and Dallas was really good.
And they beat Dallas, right?
Surprised the fuck out of Dallas on a game, and they're like, what the fuck happened? It feels like this is going to be that game. It just feels like it's too easy for San Francisco.
It's almost like the Sanchez when Tony Romo went down and Mark Sanchez had to take over for Thanksgiving, and he had an amazing Thanksgiving game. The Sanchez, baby, he's back, and he never did. Okay, look, that's all good in theory, and that's amazing. What happened to Arizona last week with Colt McCoy as quarterback? What happened?
He sucked, but still.
Okay, are you gonna sit here and tell me that they think that they're gonna be able to do it again because they're gonna play a team that the Rams? They're gonna play a team. Arizona struggled against the Rams. The San Francisco 49ers, I'm going to put it to you in terms that I think everybody in human world can understand. When Arizona steps into the front door of the Rams, it's like, hello, sir. I am ready to play you in a physical activity game of football. Also, will your daughter be attending as well so I can escort her and court her to the football field? The San Francisco 49ers go up to the Los Angeles Rams and be like, hey, yo, Sean, your daughter calls me daddy too. Like, okay. San Francisco's going to beat the living shit out of Arizona. I mean, they are going to beat the living hell. And that's not because Arizona does not have the talent. No, it's because, here's the thing. Elijah Mitchell's healthy now, and Christian McCaffrey's healthy. That's it. I mean, literally, that is it. And the defense is still doing amazing defensive things for the 49ers. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the 49ers on this one. There's no question about it.
That is so disrespectful.
Like, but tell me, where's the lie? Tell me where the lie is.
That's not a lie, but it's so disrespectful.
Like, hello, sir and ma'am. I would like to take you guys out on a competition of football. And please have your daughter there so I can court her and try to woo her with my physical and talent ability, my athletic ability. Here comes Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, and that boombox. And here comes Deebo Samuel. Yo, Sean, your daughter calls me daddy too. And your wife calls me sugar bear. Like, it's just two different worlds, man. Like, it's two different worlds. And yeah, I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers in this one. Like, that's enough. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, Arizona plays to the Rams' potential. Arizona's going to get whooped on because of everything.
I still feel like this is a game.
You would think this would be a trap game, but it ain't going to be. Because when Colt McCoy throws a second interception in the second quarter, yeah, one of them is going to be returned for a pick six, and that's kind of the end of it. Now I get it. There's some moments where the Arizona defense has stepped up and everything, but man, that offense has screwed the Arizona defense so bad that it's like, put it this way, Arizona was already so tired of DeAndre Hopkins that they were even thinking about trading him while he was suspended, and he didn't even play it down. So again, I ask you, that's where I stand. I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to beat the Arizona Cardinals on Monday night in Estadio Azteca in Mexico City.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, on November 20th, I'm going to catch the first World Cup game between Qatar and Ecuador. I don't know if you know this. That's actually how you say the country. It's not Qatar. It's Qatar. Yeah. Who knew that shit, right? Yeah. Welcome to Soccer 101, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to throw a little World Cup in these Week 11 picks. Yeah, baby. Yeah. But there it is, folks. There.
It is football. So.
Yeah, in some other parts of the world. But anyway, those are our picks, ladies and gentlemen. Those are our picks. So, as always, you leave us. I know some of you guys I know watch this religiously because you like our jokes and everything. And I know we're going to get the comments later, but please tell us what you think about predictions this week. Brandon, as always, man, it is awesome to have you, my man. You be safe and everything. You have yourself a wonderful, wonderful Thursday night and a wonderful week 11. I will talk to you after the week is over. We'll talk and everything, and then we'll go from there. But until then, everybody, have a wonderful night. Please be safe. Please be good. And good luck to your guys' teams. Unless your team's like picking between 1 through 10. See you in April. See you in April, everybody. See you in April. Until then, peace out, man.